Hello, my black and white brothers. Welcome to my channel. I'm Alpha Anime, and this is What If Deku Had Nine's Powers Part 6. Yes, I did correct. I correct this time. Yeet. Yeet. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Am I doing this? I'm dying. I'm literally dying. Okay, so sorry if my voice sounds weird. I'm tired as heck. So let me just record this so I can make the thumbnail and do all that crap. So let's get into the what if. Okay, let's go. And where we left off, Deku had just won the sports festival, the UA Sports Festival. He got first place, and Bakugo isn't a freaking lunatic, so he didn't have to be chained down like a freaking bear. So, Discord, why now? Hopefully he doesn't text again, but whatever. Since Deku got first place, when they got back into class, and they said that they needed to pick a hero agency. A hero to intern with. Deku had definitely gotten the most hero invitations. He had more than Bakugo and Todoroki combined. I'm too lazy to think of that number, but you get the idea. So let's just say that Deku had a lot of work cut out for him. When everyone saw how many he had, they were all flabbergasted, but then they're like, yeah, kinda made sense. This guy can basically level a city. I think that he's gonna have a lot of internship requests. What should they do after that? Who should he intern with? This is bad. So after a little bit of careful checking, he realized that he wanted to go with either Hawks or Miracle. At this point, I'm just gonna do any, mini, miny, mo. Okay, so after some careful picking and... sorry, my sister came in. So after some careful picking and me asking my sister which one she wants, I came up with Hawks because he can fly and Deku can fly. So they're basically twins. After everyone hearing that Deku's gonna intern with Hawks, they're like, oh, cool, hope you have fun, or you learned something. Deku nods and then they head off to their internships. Deku and Bakugo walk to their internships together since they're both Hawks and Best Genius are both in the top 10, so they walk together because anime logic. Yeah, I'm pulling that one. So they were just talking and then they went their separate ways after saying later. So yeah, Deku gets to Hawks' agency and they meet. Deku walks over to Hawks and says, oh, hey Hawks, looks like I accepted your internship. Hawks looks at him and is like, wow, I didn't actually think that you were gonna pick me. Well, you did, so yeah. Wait, I don't know Hawks' personality. Oh, this is bad. I don't know his personality. Okay, I'll say that he's fun, I guess. I hope so, at least. Okay, so when they meet, he says that they didn't think that he was gonna come. Hawks then says, well, what do you want to do first? Do you want me to train you, or do you want me to take you on patrol so you can get some on-the-go learning? Deku says, well, I would like for you to teach me how to fly, because though I can control how I fly, I don't really understand what's going on while I'm in the air. My reflexes aren't as fast. Okay, so then Hawk says, oh sure, no problem. So after a few days of teaching him how to fly, Deku can fly faster and can fly more efficiently now. Hawks takes him out so they can um, go on patrol. So they go on patrol at night at Hosu City, and then Deku realizes what why that Ida came to Hosu City after Hawks told him about Stain. When he heard this and remembered about Ida having to go during the thing, he the US Sports Festival, he realized how dumb Ida is and says, Hawks, can you go on patrol without me? I need to look for someone really quick. Hawks says, sure. And as soon as that happens, uh, all breaks loose. Deku starts flying through alleyways looking for Ida, saying, stupid, stupid, stupid. Then he notices that Ida is basically being pinned to the ground with a sword through his freaking shoulder by the hero killer Stain. When this happens, Deku flies down there, and all he really does is take out his Hydra, and as soon as Stain sees him, he goes for him. Then when he goes for him, then Deku uses an air wall and then uses his Hydras to grab Stain and slam him into the ground repeatedly. So that fight was quick. After that, he started talking to Ida, and then Ida said, why did you come here? This was none of your business. And he says, well, if it was none of my business, why are you on the floor, bro? What are you, drunk? Yo, get up! Oh my gosh. So Endeavor, wait, no, what? So let's cut to Endeavor taking out gnomes and basically just frying them at this point. Deku and Ida get out of there and then start fighting gnomes as well. Deku is mostly getting them with his telekinesis and then shooting their brains with his what's it called again? With his bullet laser. Deku suffers a few minor injuries, but then nothing he can't heal up easily. Then, and while they were doing that, the one hero just found Stain actually lying in the alleyway because Deku didn't care enough to tell everyone that he'd caught the hero killer because he knew that he would get in trouble. So let's say that who should I give it to? Yeah, so that's how that happens. And wait, I forgot to give it to someone. Okay, let's say the person who gets it is the shark guy that Ida was interning with. So that all that happens, no one really gets any injuries because there wasn't much of a fight. It was more of Deku grabbing him with something and repeatedly slamming Deku Stain's head across the ground. poor Stain. Okay, so that's that. Since that arc is over, well, now it's time for the what's it called? The teachers versus children, or the final exam. So everyone is hyped for the final exam because they think it's just going to be killing robots. And when they get there, the teachers say, "So are y'all ready for the final exam? I hope y'all know what's gonna happen." The Kaminari then says, "Yeah, we were told that we're fighting robots." Then Midnight says, "Well, that was completely and totally wrong. You fighting us." Then Deku jumps. Then All Might jumps up and lands on the ground, saying, "I am here to smash your faces in. Hope y'all are ready." All of the kids are like, "Oh, well, it was good while we lasted." Okay, so that happens. All those other ones go okay. They all go the same. And after that, it's time for Deku and Bakugo versus All Might. So this time, since Deku and Bakugo are more tight. Bakugo doesn't act like a freaking goldfish and actually listens to Deku this time. So since Deku actually has the firepower of a freaking Norse god, he says, okay, let's just head to All Might and smash his face in. Bakugo likes this and says, call dibs on first. Deku says, want to fight for it? Bakugo then says no, because if we fight, All Might will find us. When he says that, All Might comes out of nowhere, destroys a building, and then says, I am here to smash your faces in. Yeah, I'm using the same line. The Bakugo and Deku flinch, but then Deku instinctively uses bullet lasers and starts shooting at All Might. All Might is dodging that, but what he didn't see was Bakugo going from the side and going in for a counter impact as soon as possible. The counter impact took All Might off guard, and then while he was off guard, Deku used his Hydras to slam All Might into the ground. But as soon as this happened, All Might used a Delaware Smash and smashed both of them like 2 ways to heaven. After this, they both get up. Then All Might comes out of nowhere and punches Bakugo in the stomach, effectively making him lose his breakfast and lunch for the next 2 years. All Might after being done with Bakugo, starts walking towards Deku, and then Deku carefully and slowly makes a small Hydra and starts slowly taking it towards All Might's leg. All Might does not notice this, but then Deku instantly takes out All Might's leg, making him fall, and then jumps onto All Might saying, well, this is gonna hurt, hope you're ready. He then calls upon the freaking lightning of the west, and the north, and the south, and the east, and strikes All Might so hard that his future ancestors even feel it. I don't even know how that's possible. Crap. Okay, after me just releasing my tonsils into the air, All Might recovers from this really quickly, but then Deku was expecting this and then used his tornado powers to start throwing All Might around like a rag doll. He then says, Bakugo, use your gauntlets now. He lets go of the tornadoes, sending All Might flying towards Bakugo, and then Bakugo dodges All Might because All Might was about to punch him, and then while All Might was getting through the dust, he went up, did a counter impact, but then this time using his gauntlets instead of his normal hands, effectively knocking out All Might, winning them the battle. Okay, so what arc is next? Oh yeah, so now it's time for the training arc. So after it's announced that the people that failed the exams are still gonna go to the training camp, they're ecstatic. And on their way to the training camp, the bus suddenly stops. They are told to step out, and then they are met with the 3 wild pussycats. Okay, so after they meet the 3 wild pussycats, Deku tries to make a remark on their age, and then he gets brutally smacked up the head. And then after that, while they're looking at the view of the forest, Deku notices one of the pussycats putting their hands on the floor. Since Deku knows what this is gonna do, he uses his telekinesis and lifts that pussycat up, and then says, "Everyone get back on the bus. They're gonna try and push us into the forest." Well, after everyone loading onto the bus, Deku puts down the pussycat and is like, well, that's for hitting me up the head, so yeah, payback. So after that, they're like, you know what, I don't care enough. Just drive them to the training camp. So yeah, when this after that, everyone thanks Deku because it could have ended really badly. So they get there, and they meet Koda. Deku goes up to say hi, but then he isn't anticipating the brutal attack that is befelled on his balls. Any boy who was watched the anime and saw that happen, visibly cringed, saying, "Oh, that's gonna hurt for a while." You could see the life in Deku's eyes drain out of his face. And Ida says, "Why would you punch young Midoriya in his balls?" Alright, so after that they eat dinner, and then they head to the hot tubs or the saunas, whatever that's called. While they're there, Mineta says, "Oh, what could be lurking behind this wall?" He then goes on a rant about how he likes boobs versus butts better. Oh my god, I hate myself for making that. Deku then says, "Don't do what we all think that you're gonna do." Mineta says, "I must." Then while Deku does that, he started that while Mineta, as soon as Mineta says that, he starts putting balls on the thing and starts climbing. As soon as they get to the top, the girls start screaming, and then Koda comes. Wait, no, not Koda. Huh? Wait, the little boy, I forgot his name for some reason, goes up to him and punches Mineta in the face, saying, "Yeah, screw this guy." Then Koda turns around after the girl saying thanks, and then he stumbles back after seeing multiple girls naked. Oh, I want to die. And then he then stumbles back and falls off the edge. Deku flies up and catches him going far up into the air, and then notices the sight to see. He was like, "Nice." The girl said, "Thanks for saving him." And then Deku says, "It's cool." He then puts Koda back there and says, "Close your eyes and just walk the other way." Koda says, "Okay," and then starts walking away. The girls then say, "Deku, want to join us?" Deku says, "Why not?" Oh my god. The boys say, "Hey Deku, what's taking you so long up there?" Deku says, "Oh, just having some fun." And while he's having fun, the girls are surrounding him. Oh my god. One of my friends asks me for a harem, so I guess I have to do it now. So that's why I'm adding this. So I guess he's having fun, if you catch my drift, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. And by fun, I mean that there's gonna be a lot of icing everywhere. Oh my god. How do I come up with this stuff? Yo, Derek, I hope you're happy. Well, I used his real name, but then not like he's gonna notice, because he goes by a lot of names. But after that stuff, okay, fast forward. It's then that the villains have invaded after they saw blue flames in one side of the forest, and mustard gas at the other side. When they see this, Deku's like, "Wait, Koda!" After realizing this, he starts bolting, or basically flying over to where he knows Koda is. He then sees a person named, drumroll please, 9. Ha! You didn't see that coming, did ya? Yeah, this time Muscular's not here, it's 9. And he says, "Well, though your quirk isn't that powerful, I can make it much better. Come over here, kid." So he's reaching over to try and take Koda's quirk, but Deku comes out of nowhere and kicks him in the face. 9 says, "Oh, it must be the mistake that came after me." Deku says, Wait, what? So, am I like your son or something? Are you gonna pull like Darth Vader on me?" Deku Nine says, no, hell no. You just have the quirk. Just have a small upgraded version of my quirk. Deku says, oh, then that means I can do this. Deku then starts shooting lasers at Nine, but Nine is just blocking it with his air wall. So Deku runs over and jumps and kicks the air wall. It doesn't break, but this time Deku interprets what's gonna happen with the air wall and says, oh, so I guess we share the same quirks, I guess. That'll make this much easier. Deku then jumps off right before Nine releases an air blast and shoves Nine into the wall using his telekinetic push. Nine wasn't expecting this because he thought that they had the exact same quirks and says, what, you're not supposed to have that? Deku says, well, it looks like I'm full of surprises. He then lets go of his Hydras and then sends them all at Nine, and it rams him into the wall, but then he tanks it and then sends two Hydras at Deku. Deku doesn't interpret this in time, and then he's slammed into the forest. He flies back up and sends a giant tornado towards Nine. Nine just throws the tornado away by using a tornado of himself, but then just turning the other way. So now it's just a battle of who can get the most hits in. Deku uses all of his remaining power, then summons it all into a giant lightning blast. It doesn't knock out Nine, but the Nine is just as tired as he is now. Deku starts walking towards Nine really slowly and says, okay, this fight is over. Then uses his last bit of strength and uses his telekinesis to repeatedly slam Nine's head into the ground. Right before Nine loses consciousness, he says, it was fun sending one of my goons to kill your father. After Deku hears this, he's like, oh, shh. You son of a... Shh. You did what, sir? But by the time he finishes with this fight, he hears that Bakugo has been captured by a telekinetic, by the what's it called again? By the telepath. I can't remember her name. After that happens, Deku heals himself and Koda and says, let's go find the others. So, just for simplicity's sake, I'll say that everyone that got injured is injured, so yeah. Deku isn't taken to the hospital this time since he can heal himself, so yeah. And then he heals all the kids and all the parents, not the parents, the heroes, and then after healing the last person says, that's the last of it. He then is knocked out by repeated use of his quirk. This time he wakes up in a hospital. When he wakes up in the hospital, he's surrounded by all his friends saying, thanks for healing us, and nice job taking out that super strong villain. We probably wouldn't have been able to take him out. We saw the flashes. Deku says, well, it's no problem. Do we have how are we gonna save Bakugo then? They all say, wait, how did you know that we were planning to save Bakugo? Deku says, well, it's written across our faces. Plus, I see that you guys have been training way too much. I can see your power levels going up as we speak, so it's kind of easy to notice. So yeah, this time the entire class is heading out. But as soon as they leave to go and find Bakugo, since Momo's with them, he then starts thinking, so I guess these guys are the ones that killed my father. I guess it's time for a little payback. When they get to the place, the heroes haven't gotten there yet, because this time Momo didn't give them the tell them that they put a tracer on the Nomu yet. So by the time they get there, they're all alone. They burst in and say, "Yo, what's up, motherfuckers?" Then instantly, All for One tries to stab, let's say Kirishima. Kirishima uses Red Riot Unbreakable since this time he's been training more often, and then so he easily blocks it. Then Deku says, "Wait, those look like the exact kind of stab marks that were in my father." When Deku notices this, he tells everyone to stand back for a second. He then starts floating with wind and lightning coming off him. All of all of the villains try to attack him at once, including Nine's subordinates like the wolf guy and the hair girl. It it gets reflected and and he doesn't get hurt. By the time he's fully floating at this point, he says, "Die." You just see lightning, boom, sonic boom. The entire building is destroyed. Instantly, Toga, Dabi, Shigaraki, they're dead. They're just dead. Muscular, dead. The wolf guy, dead. The hair girl, dead. Now the only person that's left is Kurogiri. Then Kurogiri and All for One. Damn it! All for One is like such amazing power. None of my quirks are this strong. Deku says, "Well, that's for a reason. You kind of killed my dad, so it's kind of setting off a bit of adrenaline in me. So I hope you're ready to get your your butt whooped by a bunch of by the hands of Class 1A." All of them just start laying on Kurogiri. Kurogiri is instantly taken out because he has a portal. That's not going to do much when there are like 30 students going at him at once. They instantly take out Kurogiri, and now it's time for All for One. All for One uses his air cannons to take out the weaker people like Toru, Mineta, Baraka, stuff like that. People like that. Deku sees this and starts shooting bullet lasers at All for One. All for One just tanks them, and then he then uses an air cannon on Deku as well. That sends Deku back, but then he catches himself in the air, and then after that, Bakugo runs over to All for One and uses a counter impact, but All for One catches Bakugo and starts to take away his quirk, saying, "This will be worthy to be part of my addition." Deku notices what's happening and instantly uses a Hydra to whack All for One away, stopping the transference, which means that Bakugo still gets to keep his quirk. Kirishima and Kaminari start doing something. Kirishima is swinging Kaminari around and then throws Kaminari towards All for One. And when he makes contact with All for One, he says, 1.3 million volts, which fries All for One's mask and then short circuits Denki, which makes him useless. Then Deku says, "Bakugo, Kirishima, get on." He then makes two Hydras, and Kirishima and Deku and Bakugo get on it, and then he starts sending them at All for One, detaching the Hydra from his back, and adding the bullet lasers to the Hydras. They're just shooting lasers, and All for One is getting overwhelmed. All for One then charges up that giant punch that he has, but then not before getting hit by Red Riot Unbreakable and counter impact, but with Bakugo's gauntlets. This effectively takes both of them out of the fight because he uses that super punch on both of them, knocking them out. Now Deku is the last one standing. Deku starts running towards All For One and shooting bullet lasers at him while getting his hydras out and starts hitting All For One about with the hydras. He then summons a giant lightning bolt and says, "This is for my father." He then hits All For One with the giant lightning bolts. He then makes a giant tornado saying, "This is also for my father." All For One gets hit by this as well, and Deku, while running, touches Bakugo, which brings him back into the fight because he used cell activation. And Bakugo is woken up, and Deku says, "Grab on." Bakugo grabs onto Deku's arm, and they start flying towards All For One with great speeds. Deku says, "Ultimate power move. Lightning explosion." No, not lightning explosion. Weather impact. Deku creates a giant fire tornado with lightning coming off it. When Bakugo charges up a nuclear explosion. They put those together and hit All For One, effectively knocking him out. Because All For One is quite durable, so that should be able to knock him out. After this, the Class 1A is the last people in Class 1A are knocked out by the amount of force was put into that last attack. When they get found, they like half that part of the city is gone. So after that, All Might goes over there and talks to and wakes all of them up. They all wake up in the paramedics. So yeah, the police shows up and wants to arrest them, but then can't bring themselves to do it, seeing the bravery that Class 1A showed in attacking the villains and saving Bakugo. So Class 1A is basically legends now. They all grow up to become top 50 heroes. So yeah, and that's where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. I thought that this what's it called? That this What If was starting to get really repetitive, so I wanted to end it now. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I might do a redo in the future, most likely. But now I am asking you guys something. What do you want my next What If to be? Here are the options. First option: what if Deku was the son of Tatsumaki and Mob, basically giving him the powers of telekinesis and omnikinesis, all of that. So Tatsumaki and Mob. Mob is from Mob Psycho 100, and Tatsumaki is from One Punch Man. Next is, what if Deku was the son of King, so King from Seven Deadly Sins. Another one is, what if Deku was the son of Escanor and Merlin? So yeah, they're from Seven Deadly Sins as well. Or the last one, what if Deku was the son of Ban and... What if Deku was the son of Ban? And okay, so for the King one, is what if Deku was basically the son of King and Diane, and this one is, what if Deku was the son of Ban and Elain. So I'll put pictures of all of them, and so yeah, so put it in the comments. The one I see the most asks for, I'll do. So yeah, see you guys later. So stay safe, stay cool, and wear a mask.